Hello class, my name is Animar Kaur and the topic of my presentation is responsive web design, which is one of the latest concepts in web designing. Responsive web design is a design concept that helps the website layout to change automatically according to the user's device screen size. The main goal of this approach is to make a web page look equally good regardless of the screen size, that is whether it is a smartphone, tablet, laptop, or desktop. Web designer and developer Ethan Marcotte introduced and popularized the term responsive web design, as other experts try to use different terms for the same concept like fluid design, elastic layout, and so on. Before the introduction of responsive web design concept, the designers and developers were using Photoshop application to design the mock-up of a web page and then using this mock-up to create pixel-perfect web design to fit the browser. Mostly the web pages were optimized for 1024 x 786 pixel screen size. As web pages and web browsers are dynamic medium, the user can resize the browser window and change the size of the font or use different screen size devices, thereby breaking down the whole web page design. As an example, we can see that this Boston News Station website, which appears to be cropped when a user makes the browser window small, user needs to scroll horizontally to see the rest of the page content. Whereas when displayed on a smartphone, the same page appears zoomed out to fit the width of its screen. As the use of mobile devices have increased manifold, the new approach, that is the responsive web design, uses features like flexible grid layout, flexible images, and media queries to provide better user experience and appropriate content display. Grid-based layout divides the web page into multiple columns that make it easier and helps to place elements on the web page. Also, grid allows the content to resize and rearranges as the percentage-based width of a web page grid expands or contracts, thereby placing the content based on the width of each user's device. As responsive web design automatically changes the page layout, thereby resizing the images or cropping them proportionally, here CSS3 script language can be used to design 3 dynamic screens at one time. If the width property is set to 100%, the image will be responsive and scale up and down. Media query is a CSS technique introduced in CSS3, and it uses media rule to include a block of CSS properties only if a certain condition is true. Here, designer can use HTML and CSS3 media queries so that the website decides how to view the content depending on the screen of each device. This Starbucks website is a good example of responsive web design. The home page responds as the web browser changes its size. The top part of the web page changes to accommodate the narrower width of the browser. When the screen size is close to the size of smartphone, the top menu completely disappears, leaving a tiny square icon on the top. The various elements to web page are stacked vertically for the smartphone size screen. Now we can find various resources and tools that can help create a responsive web design, like the open source content management system WordPress, which has a number of responsive themes. Bootstrap is the most popular HTML, CSS, and JS framework for developing responsive mobile-first project on the web. jQuery Mobile is an HTML5 based user interface system designed to make responsive websites and apps that are accessible on all smartphone, tablet, and desktop devices. The Respinator helps website makers quickly get an indication of how their responsive site will look on the most popular devices. Using the responsive web design concept definitely add value and advantages for the web designer, developer, user, and organization as a whole. Like organization need a single website to support multi-devices by changing layout as necessary. Moreover, the web designers has the flexibility to display only the important contents or features and discarding the ones that are not important. This concept creates the mobile experience wherein the users will have to zoom in or out unnecessarily. Navigation is easy on these websites. At the end, organization, time, and money is utilized efficiently. With advantages, there come certain limitations and challenges that the organization and web designers need to be aware of and work on. Like there can be compatibility issues with some screen readers. Certain vendors' mobile devices might not work as per the design. Also, the devices should be able to support CSS3 media queries and the latest HTML elements. Certain users may experience performance issues on these websites. As the use of mobile devices has increased manifold, responsive web design concept is successfully implemented across different industry verticals. For example, responsive web design has helped meet the high expectation of library patrons in the mobile-first culture of information consumption. Responsive web design can help create better websites for distant or online learning community. Here, the community can get the same content in the same format using the same type of navigation, thereby facilitating students' work and eradicating time loss by searching the same information on different devices. Even the e-commerce vertical has benefited from the responsive web design as the websites are consistent, familiar, flexible on multi-devices, and aesthetically appealing. Real-time business intelligence user interface is more efficient on multi-device platform and provides personalized user experience when designed with responsive concept. So to conclude, based on our research and reading on this topic, I can confidently state that responsive web design is one of the most important concepts that has improved the user experience on mobile devices. Designers and developers are not overburdened to implement this concept on their websites, as the latest tools, resources, and content management systems come to help them out with easy-to-use themes. Here are all our references. Thank you all for taking time out and viewing this presentation.